Caitlin Clark has become an unstoppable force in women's basketball, and lately, her name is echoing far beyond the hardwood. Pictures of her at a glitzy gala with NFL legend Peyton Manning have gone viral, pushing her into the spotlight yet again and sparking fresh speculation about her future. But these snapshots only scratch the surface of the larger story. In the past few weeks, Caitlin has been everywhere, from top-tier sports events to high-profile charity functions, capturing the hearts of fans who can't stop talking about her. Why is her influence so potent right now, and where is she headed next? Before anyone realized what was happening, this young star from Iowa had taken center stage not just in collegiate basketball, but across the entire sports world. Yet there's more to her story than a few exciting photo ops. Controversies have surfaced, rumors are swirling about major brand deals, and her projected impact on the WNBA's future. Even critics are calling her one of the most controversial figures in women's sports, despite her age. So what's the real story behind all the buzz? Let's uncover what's really going on with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin's rise to fame began on the hardwood of collegiate basketball, where her uncanny ability to sink long-range shots seemed almost magical. Fans marveled at her confidence, while analysts labeled her the future of the sport. Even as a freshman, she was dropping triple-doubles and breaking records left and right. Sports media outlets started to run headlines declaring her a generational talent, fueling a hunger for more stories about the new star who seemed to turn ordinary games into must-see spectacles. Some experts compared her court vision and shooting style to NBA sharpshooters, claiming she was rewriting the script for women's basketball. A buzz built around her every movement, both on and off the court, turning each of her press appearances into a hot topic. Her popularity soared like no other college athlete in recent memory, boosted by a mix of social media hype and a wave of devoted young fans who saw themselves in her. Yet, for all her highlight reels and record-shattering performances, Caitlin's most striking characteristic was her poise. She never seemed rattled by the media's expectations. Instead, she channeled the pressure into her game, piling up big numbers and leading her team to victories. And it wasn't just the fans who noticed. Major sports legends began taking an interest in her trajectory. One of them, it turns out, would soon invite her to a high-profile event in Indianapolis. But that was only the beginning. Before her Indianapolis appearance, Caitlin had already been juggling a calendar packed with prestigious invitations. Not long ago, she was spotted at the Super Bowl, mingling with sports icons and celebrities alike. While it's not unusual for college athletes to attend big events, her presence caused a stir. People wondered why she was making high-profile appearances so early in her career. Some insisted she deserved every bit of the spotlight. Others speculated that she was getting distracted by the glitz. Then there was the women's event in Kansas City, where she showed up to discuss the rising prominence of women's sports and the future role of female athletes in mainstream media. Panelists at the event praised her for not only her basketball prowess, but also her ability to energize crowds and bring fresh eyes to women's athletics. On social media, fans posted snapshots of her chatting comfortably with established sports veterans, fueling rumors that she was cementing powerful connections behind the scenes. Interestingly, no matter where Caitlin appeared, more people seemed to tune in. Women's basketball saw a surge in online chatter whenever she was mentioned. Her mere attendance at the Super Bowl became a trending topic, overshadowing even some bigger names. It's not often a collegiate athlete manages to outshine seasoned pros, but that's exactly what happened. And just when everyone thought they'd seen it all, the headlines reached a fever pitch when news broke that Caitlin Clark had joined forces with Peyton Manning for a philanthropic event in Indianapolis. Peyton, revered by many as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, hosted his annual Children's Hospital Gala, a star-studded affair aimed at raising funds for pediatric care. To see him side by side with a budding women's basketball sensation was something few expected, and no one could stop talking about. Word spread that the gala raised over $1.6 million for the cause. But the money wasn't the only highlight. Pictures surfaced of Caitlin sharing a lighthearted moment with Peyton, both smiling broadly in a room filled with donors and supporters. Speculation ran wild. Were they simply supporting a good cause, or was something bigger brewing behind the scenes? Some fans mused that Peyton might be mentoring Caitlyn, offering business advice, or helping her build a philanthropic legacy of her own. Stories from the night poured in, painting a scene of glamorous outfits, spirited auctions, and heartfelt speeches by Peyton and Caitlyn alike. One onlooker described Caitlyn as the talk of the event, overshadowing some of the NFL icons in attendance. The buzz around her favorite daughter blazer outfit only added to her pop culture appeal. Shortly after the gala, Peyton posted a gracious thank you on social media, calling Caitlyn a special guest who helped make the night unforgettable. It was a partnership that no one saw coming, and it fueled theories that Caitlyn's future in the sports world might stretch far beyond the court. Would she venture into large-scale philanthropy? Could she follow Peyton's footsteps in forging a brand built on both athletic success and community impact? But not everyone was as enthusiastic. Caitlyn's rapid surge to fame hasn't been free of drama. Critics argue that the media and fans focus too heavily on her, neglecting other talented athletes who also deserve the limelight. Some fans from rival teams claim the hype surrounding her is overblown. They point to heated moments in big games, like her intense on-court rivalries or the well-known stare-downs that drew both admiration and criticism. More speculations revolve around Caitlyn's future. Some question whether she'll commit to the WNBA after her college career or explore the option of playing overseas for higher pay. Whispers suggest lucrative endorsement deals might tempt her to stay stateside, where her star power could revolutionize the league. In fact, rumors surfaced that a major athletic brand is eyeing her as a potential face of women's basketball, with deals supposedly worth staggering sums. Of course, not all controversies come from the professional realm. A vocal minority on social media insists that Caitlyn's presence detracts attention from her teammates, overshadowing a collective team effort. Others dredge up debates about name, image, and likeness. NIL deals in college sports, claiming Caitlyn's rumored sponsorship earnings highlight a growing divide between the biggest stars and lesser-known players. Then, there's the intrigue surrounding her interactions with other prominent women's basketball figures. Fans recall the moment she faced Angel Reese, a star from another program, in a tense face-off that sparked social media uproar. Though many saw it as a spirited rivalry that boosted ratings, others accused both sides of unsportsmanlike conduct. The incident continues to ignite debates about trash talk, celebrations, and double standards in women's athletics. At this point, though, controversies were just a fraction of the story. Despite, or maybe because of, the swirling controversies, Caitlyn's impact on the broader landscape of women's sports is undeniable. When she's involved, attendance numbers surge, social media engagement skyrockets, TV ratings for games climb. Sports outlets are even reporting that certain WNBA matchups featuring her as a future potential star are generating unprecedented buzz, even before she's officially part of the league. Recent data reveals a dramatic uptick in attendance whenever Caitlyn's name gets mentioned in connection with a promotional event. WNBA figures suggest some arenas have sold thousands of extra tickets when rumors circulate that she'll appear, or even if there's just talk of her possible matchups in the future. Critics ask whether this excitement will last. They wonder if fans drawn to her specifically will stay to watch other teams. But for now, the league is reaping the benefits of her magnetism. Some analysts say that if the WNBA can harness this momentum properly, it might spark a new golden age for women's hoops. Endorsement deals, television contracts, and bigger marketing budgets could all follow if audiences continue to swell. In the midst of this, Caitlyn remains focused on her craft. She's often quoted talking about improving her game and helping her teammates flourish. Whether that humility can bridge the gap between her star appeal and the fans' desire to see other players recognized remains to be seen. But the numbers don't lie. Her presence is changing the face of women's basketball. And that's exactly where a humbling story comes into play. Many sports icons have legendary tales that reveal their true nature off camera. Peyton Manning, for instance, is well known for small acts of kindness, like helping fans in unexpected ways. Caitlin Clark, though relatively new to the limelight, is starting to build a similar reputation. At the Indianapolis Children's Hospital Gala, eyewitnesses described how she engaged with young patients, listening to their stories and showing genuine interest. One family recounted how Caitlin spent several minutes comforting a child who was visibly overwhelmed by the crowd. Another spoke of how she joined Peyton in encouraging event attendees to bid generously, never once seeming bored or distracted. Moments like these resonate powerfully with fans, especially in an age when many question the authenticity of celebrity appearances. Caitlin's natural warmth echoes the approach Peyton took during his playing days, when he endeared himself to local communities through accessible, down-to-earth gestures. Some see these parallels and wonder if she's being mentored by some of sport's biggest philanthropists. Others assume her humble upbringing taught her to stay grounded, no matter how bright the spotlight becomes. Either way, these stories of authenticity stand in stark contrast to the controversies swirling around her. They show a young athlete who's both fiercely competitive and quietly compassionate, attracting fans of all ages to her journey. But could her influence grow even larger? The question on everyone's mind is how far Caitlin Clark will go, and how fast she'll get there. With endorsements already rumored to be lining up, and the WNBA eagerly awaiting her arrival, the possibilities are endless. Sports commentators speculate she could become the face of women's basketball, a transformative figure capable of shaking up the entire league. If she joins the WNBA, will she spark an attendance boom that cements the league's place in mainstream sports culture? Could she help close the gap in pay disparities for female athletes and set a new standard for NIL deals? There's also talk of her forging a philanthropic path, perhaps inspired by Peyton's example. Some predict she'll start her own foundation focused on youth empowerment or sports accessibility, using her platform to help underprivileged kids find their footing through athletics. Given her history of community involvement, it wouldn't be surprising if she expanded her efforts on a national scale. Still, skeptics urge caution. A lot can happen between now and the official start of her professional journey. Injuries, unexpected dips in performance, or even new rising stars could alter her path. And while speculation abounds, none of it is guaranteed. Yet that uncertainty only fuels the fascination. Will Caitlin deliver on these sky-high expectations, or will the relentless hype take its toll? For now at least, the momentum remains undeniable. With each new cameo, controversy, or charitable gesture, Caitlin Clark tightens her grip on the sports world's attention. Her every move sets off a wave of speculation, and fans seem more invested than ever in seeing how her story unfolds. Which brings us to a pivotal question. Caitlin Clark has soared to astonishing heights, captivating fans with her electrifying talent and revealing glimpses of a warm-hearted personality that resonates with people from all walks of life. She's shattered records, spurred new conversations about women's basketball, and aligned herself with philanthropic icons like Peyton Manning, all while still in college. Yet the road ahead teems with unanswered questions. Will she transform the WNBA into a can't-miss spectacle, or pivot toward other ventures? Will the controversies intensify or fade away under the glow of her philanthropic work? No one can say for certain, but one truth stands out. Few athletes in recent memory have generated so much excitement this early in their careers. Whether you see her as a groundbreaking talent destined to revitalize women's basketball or a controversial figure overshadowing her peers, Caitlin Clark's story is only just beginning. It's a tale of ambition, kindness, and unrelenting drive that has captured the imagination of sports fans everywhere. What do you think? Is Caitlin Clark on the cusp of redefining women's sports for a new generation? Or is the hype bubble bound to burst? Her journey could set the tone for future athletes, spark deeper investment in women's leagues, and reshape how we talk about basketball as a whole. One thing's for sure. The next chapter of her career will be one you won't want to miss. And with that, we close this chapter of the unfolding narrative around Caitlin Clark. Yet the real story continues. Keep watching, because the next wave of headlines might be even more surprising.